option. Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Shanti, we have just enabled the option.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Okay.
We'll just start, when you say we'll start. That shouldn't be a
Oh,
problem.
sure, sure. So, Shanti, I just want to remind, so we will have only 40 minutes. Huh? So,
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for alerting me.
Okay. Hello everyone. Good afternoon. So today's webinar we are going to conduct on intrinsic motivation. So here, Shanti will guide to us like what is the importance and how the intrinsic motivation we should create in ourselves. So Shanti is the global corporate certified trainer and NLP coach, and she is the master in psychotherapy and consulting. So, over to you, Shanti.
Thank you, Kanchan. Thank you so much. So, good afternoon, everybody. A very thank you so much for joining in for this particular 40 minutes webinar. And this is a very great, passionate subject that I hold it very much to my heart. Because I'm going to look at motivation as a skill. Usually, motivation is taken, is seen as a, kind of an attitude, and there are tons of videos available to push you, motivate you. But do you really get motivated? So, in the next 40 minutes, we are going to see how to develop this as a skill. So, that's what we're going to do today. So, once again, please be glued to what we are about to just witness and hear, because it could be a life changer for you. Because you would not be looking at motivation the same way after today's session. So I'm going to flash some pictures, and you can unmute and talk, or you can chat, or you could just can think or think loudly. So I'm going to flash some pictures and tell me what you feel about it, or just think what you feel about it, what comes to your mind. So let me move on. Hmm. iPhone 17 Pro Max. How many of you possess it right away? You can even chat. And how many of you want to possess it? What what are the feelings that you have in your mind when you see this on the screen? Okay, hold on to that emotion. Very good. What is this? Okay. This is a car that is not just like any other car. If it goes through the street, all our eyes are on this car, right? What if you're the owner of this car? Because you did something really great and you became an owner of this car finally, right? And how about this? Imagine yourself owning something like this or better than this, completely secluded with a lot of amenities, and it's a dream house, something that you've always imagined, and something in your work has made you achieve it instantly. Think about that. How nice it would be after the work is over, just have a dip in the swimming pool, sit on the chair and have your cup of whatever your beverage you want to be, and have a light music there going on and birds chirping and all that, beautiful. And if you are a car lover, I know you're going to actually name all these cars, right? Owning many cars to your kitty, just like you own some pets at home. Yeah, and something that you've done makes your bank account look like this, like it's compounding and multiplying, and you're just getting so much of cash flow, and you're losing track of where are the profits coming from, or what are the interests that you've been generating from which funds, and who's buying your ideas, or what are you doing so right that you're getting a lot of money. So these are the things that just be true to yourself, what's happening in your mind. And yes, we need to express our happiness, and you find yourself in one of the best party places with great people, and you're just having fun uh, throughout the night and probably early hours of the morning, and it's so beautiful. And tomorrow you don't have to go to work because you've reached that position, right? Because what comes next is this, because you are promoted, and there are a lot of things that are taken care. What a life to possess and all that for the work that you do, right? And probably for some people who are not interested in these kind of things, probably some kind of a beautiful vacation somewhere far away, no phone calls, no follow-ups, no team meetings, no webinars like this, and you're far away. And just imagine yourself like that, away from work, because you work, whatever you did, you earned it, right? So you feel so good about it, right? And still, we are getting into some pictures because I want you to mentally be prepared for some kind of experience. And you're in a group of people who work very happily with great ideas. There's challenges coming in, and you're solving that problem, and you're working over the time. Like if your work time is like 6:30, 7 p.m. in the evening, it's like almost 8:30, and still you're all laughing and ordering yourself some food, and you're working on some problem that you're cracking because that's going to be great for the team. So you're in that atmosphere. And then probably you're trying to fix some major issue that's happening through some kind of a new innovative idea. You're fixing some part of a bigger, solution which is giving some glitch, and you're getting a kick out of it. You're almost there. You're going to fix the problem, right? Your adrenaline is like rushing. You don't want to be disturbed. You're just there. Imagine yourself in that situation, and you are in a great team, and each member is trying to help you achieve your goals, and people are so good, so helpful. They are bringing you up and speeding you up so that you can be successful. You're in a great, beautiful environment. Or you could be working on something so creative, right? And you're working all by yourself. There's nobody around, but you are fully into it. Not sure what the result is going to be, but you are in the moment, really, really working, right? So, what are we talking about? What really are we talking about? We saw two different kind of pictures, sets of pictures rather, right? So here there's something that we get motivated. So what exactly is this motivation, right? That's what we should be looking at. So motivation actually is an inner drive that makes us to act on something. There's a goal, and the force behind that goal is motivation. The decision behind that goal is motivation. The perseverance, whatever challenges you face, going to bounce back and get it there. That is motivation. It kind of gives you that purpose on why you're working, why you're behaving in a particular way, right? So it's more of motivation is why do I do what I do, right? So when you get an answer for that, that is the answer for your motivation. That is what is motivating you to propel into a particular action. And getting deeper into that, why do I do what I do, is based on how you're motivated, right? So I'm going to put some words across, and I would like you to think about it. Probably you're motivated if it's personally rewarding, right? Or if it's something external rewards, some appreciation, some bonuses, some promotion, some trips abroad, or whatever it is, so something external rewards. Or it could be something very meaningful to me. It adds on to my personality, it adds on to the value of my life. I feel very proud to be doing it. It's meaningful to me personally. Or sometimes you're motivated because you're in the pressure. So I work very well under pressure, right? That motivates me to do whatever I'm doing. That's why I do it. And sometimes it's just helping people. You like people to be very um, successful, and you are being the person to make them successful. Or there's a fear factor that if I don't do it, I'll be pulled up. So that could be a punishment, but motivation, right? And it could also be that whatever you do, you have to be the best, and you are that one person who wants to be in the limelight, and you want that appreciation come what may. The people should say, "Oh, you've done a wonderful job. As usual, you've been excellent." You want to hear that. That is your motivation. And there are some people who think that what is in it for me? WIIFM. Why should I do it? Is it going to help me in some way personally? What is in it for me is something that motivates people. So in these categories, there are few things which you do because it's meaningful to you, or there are few things in this category where you do because of some external rewards or external punishment. So usually you can't say I'll be completely motivated if it's personally rewarding. It's a blend of both, but what stays is what we need to look at. What is it that we need to develop as a skill? So the next picture will actually tell you what exactly we are arriving at. So you see this lamp, it says, um, the flame burns because of the oil inside it, not the light from others. We talk about a young painter who's dreaming of creating a beautiful masterpiece, and he looked for inspiration outside. Um, and he did not do anything on the canvas. And one fine day, his teacher, so he visited and said, "Why have you not started?" So he said, "I am not getting that motivation. And I'm looking outside for that motivation." So the master said, "This flame that you see burns because of the oil inside it, not the light that's from others." So this painter looked at the glow silently, and then there was, the lot of light outside, forgetting there's some purpose, a passion within. And the next morning, it was ignited, and he just started painting not to impress anybody, but because it truly reflected his own inner being. So that is what is we need to be seeking. What is it that which is inside that is causing that light outside? And here is a little story about a girl called Ria. She loved hiking, and she was dreaming of climbing the tallest mountain in her village. So on the first day, she started, she wore everything, all her backpack and everything, and she walked with full speed, with full energy, probably singing some good motivational song or listening to some motivational lecture. You can do it, you rock, and all that stuff. But halfway, she was like, "Oh my God, my legs are tired, it's aching. I don't think I can reach there." And she was about to give up. And that time there was a shepherd that who passed by, who gave her this thing that climbing is not about rushing, right? It's about taking one step, resting, and remembering why you started. Most of us work without knowing why we have started working, right? And we lose our determination to move ahead and start complaining. So, Ria, let's come back to the story of Ria. Ria thought about the words of the shepherd, and then she followed some small steps. Let's see how we can apply it. What she did was she visualized herself that she's standing on the top of that mountain, and the cool wind is breezing, and there's a lot of pride of achievement. Probably take a selfie and post it, go live and all that. So she was dreaming of that. So what was she trying to do was to set a clear goal. Then, instead of thinking of the whole climb, she focused on reaching the next rock or the next tree. So she was taking small steps. And every time she reached that place, okay, I'm going to reach that tree. And when she reached there, she thought this was a milestone, and she started celebrating that progress. And of course, there are a lot of challenges. She might slip or she might lose her balance or whatever. She just adjusted, she paused, and she started learning. And she thought, no, I need to, go a little slower because things are a little challenging. And she learned from the challenges. And every time, the most important thing Ria learned was that stay connected to the purpose. The purpose was to reach the top and the visualize experience that pride. So she always connected to it. So similar to all of us, we need to follow these criteria, because this is what will keep us going. It's not just the big one, but the small steps that makes us determined. So there are a lot of challenges. For example, this quote is so beautiful. "In the midst of winter, I found there was within me an invincible summer, and that makes me happy. For it says that no matter how hard the world pushes against me, within me there is something stronger, something better pushing right back." right? So there could be situations, environment could be not conducive, but within you, there is a power that can make it happen. And we need to hold on to that power. And that is what we call as intrinsic motivation or a motivation from within, right? So extrinsic motivation is the root of the word extrinsic is external. So we wait for validation from outside, some reward or punishment from outside that pushes us going. Whereas the root word of intrinsic is internal, right? And now we have to develop the skill of intrinsic motivation, because as you grow up the ladder in the organization, this extrinsic motivation will become limited. Who would motivate the CEO of your organization? Nobody is going to come and tell him you're doing a fantastic job. And he could be at the top. So he needs to set a benchmark for himself, a next goal for himself, and be motivated. So as you grow up the ladder, motivation is not from HR, a rewards and recognition team. It has to be from inside. So Richard M. Ryan and Edward L. Dacey, they are the creators of something called SDT, self-determination theory. And I'm going to take you through how do you develop this intrinsic motivation as a skill, not an attitude. Let's demystify that motivation is not an attitude, it is a skill to be developed. Now, intrinsic motivation is the motivation that comes from within, the sense of pride, the sense of satisfaction, the fun that we have. That is what is the motivation, we are talking about, and we're going to develop that as a skill through a theory which is called SDT, or self-determination theory. So let us see how the whole thing works. We need little bit time here to understand what the whole thing is about. Human beings have three basic needs. Okay, that is what the theory talks about. Richard Ryan and Edward Dacey talks about three basic needs. What are they? The first one is competence, the second one is autonomy, and the third one is relatedness. See, when we talk about competence, we are talking about complete mastery and control of one's lives and the environment. Our own life, we should know how to handle our life and also handle the situation outside. So, the situation outside should not cause illness to us, it should cause wellness to us. A pollution, bad food, the politics in the office, all that are something which is not something good for your wellness. It can turn into illness. What is the mastery we develop, competence we have to have control over it and make ourselves a person of wellness? This competence, this is the first aspect of self-determination theory, how resilient you are. The second one is autonomy. So they need to have control of their own life, how they're leading their life. Not only their life, when I say their life, the choices that they make in their life, the behaviors. I choose to behave in a particular way. I don't behave because it's going to satisfy somebody. No appeasement. Please mark it. Whenever we try to appease somebody, we do not have autonomy. So, behavior which is free and goals that are not controlled by peer pressure or the trend. So, that is autonomy. It's not about others, it's about us. The skill that we develop to take care of our life, the way we behave, the way we take our responsibilities, and way we set our goals has to be unique. This is about my choice. This is autonomy. The third one is relatedness. You cannot survive or thrive in this world all by yourself. Whatever you are enjoying needs to have an enjoyment for rest of the people also, a sense of belonging, a connection where you feel that others are caring for you and you are also caring for others, so you are having some meaningful existence in the society that you live in. When I say society, it could be an organization, it could be a community, it could be a city, it could be a state, it could be the country, or it could be the world that you live in. So when you have that relatedness, a sense of togetherness, you feel very, very motivated. So one is competence, charge of your life, autonomy, the charge that you have on making choices, and relatedness, the togetherness. These are the three things that can create an ecology and supports your own self-determination. So creating this ecology is one of the most important things, and when we support others also, right? So this is a skill that we need to develop. It is not an attitude. Now, let's quickly get into each one. So, when we talk about competence, see, all human beings, we all want to be effective. We want to be competent. We want to be somebody who's well trained. So, we need to develop a skill where we look out for regular opportunities that can help us grow. So, we need to have something which is a small and large goals in our life. It's not just one big large goal and we don't have small large goal. And never ever, we should stop learning. We need to be constantly learning and practicing new things. Though I'm wearing this business suit and talking about intrinsic motivation, I'm learning a new skill. Can you believe I'm learning harmonium? Not for anybody, but because it gives me a lot of pleasure. There's one little guy, small young person who teaches me harmonium, and I learn from that person. It makes me good, so that they could be constantly learning. So skill and competency comes with risk, right? So we need to be good enough to handle those risks so that we can reach the goals. And we should not just survive. When we are not intrinsically, internally motivated, we just survive, right? Carrot, we all talk about carrot. We sometimes make fun of HR saying they give carrot. Yeah, because they give carrot because we want carrots. So we don't want carrot. We're not there to survive. We are there to thrive because we are the master of our life and we are the master of our choices. Right? So we have to be competent to take risk, right? And uncertainties is something that you will feel as an opportunity. That's where you thrive. And complete sense of control on our lives, and they should have a very good purpose for our life beyond just working 9 to 6. And always is a sense of curiosity. What is that? Why is that? When is that? This should keep on going. So this is competence. My question to you, all my friends, is this: consider your own experience of competence. How has a new skill that you learned supported your motivation towards meeting a new goal? It could be learning some AI or some tool, something which others are not doing. It could be just you signed up for an English speaking class, which is a very simple one, but that's an experience, right? So just think about any new skill that you learned or are you learning, and how
Shanti,
is it? Yeah.
Shanti, sorry for the interrupt.
Mm.
We have a 5 minutes left with us. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, right?
Continue.
Yeah, then we go into autonomy. It's talking about sense of independence. We're talking about how you self-regulate, autonomy of our own choices. It's about what choice and actions are life-giving and supporting. Right now, you have to think about you. What is your experience of autonomy? Is something holding on to you, right? So, have you noticed your ability that when you make choices, when you have complete freedom, is better? Right? So when you make such choices, what is your sense of well-being? And the key words that I've highlighted is belongingness. How are you connected with people? Are you enjoying respect? Are you getting genuine caring? Are you giving? Do you feel inclusive in a diverse environment? All that, yes. Then think about, have you noticed that when you're connected, you are highly motivated? You don't need external motivation. Some parting thoughts that I want to share. Consider your own motivation. When have you been motivated externally? Think about it. You don't have to talk about it now. Did that external motivation stick on to you, or were you asking for more, right? Compared to an intrinsic motivation. So when you were internally motivated, what is that? Why did it stick? And what were the elements of external motivation that was present as well, right? So it is one on one, it is blending, but it is not just one. Never be dependent only on external motivation. So People who are born with intrinsic motivation generally are with high self esteem, dignity, curiosity to learn, joy in learning. And it is not just the cheese that they think it'll move, but people are more complex than lab rats, right? So it's coming from within. It's a very powerful thing, right? It's very essential. It's a drive that because of it, everything is interesting, challenging, and absorbing. So your limitation, it's only your imagination. So I hope this 40 minutes actually made you think differently about motivation, and you will not go for a reel to be motivated to come to work the next day morning. So thank you so much for your time. If there is any time left, probably I can take a half question. Thank you. Is there any question that you would like to ask me? Otherwise, uh, I would say yes, we have come to the end of the session. Thank you. Yes, Kanchan, over to
Uh,
you.
Shanti, I think nobody has a question. So,
Okay. Yeah, slowly people are responding. Okay. Yes, thank you, Ankit. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah. There's a lot of intrinsic motivation when I have to do a webinar for 40 minutes. Not sure people are talking, but I enjoy whatever I'm doing. And I get really adrenal rush when I talk about these things to people. And I'm sure, 100% sure, a lot of people are getting value out of it. So thank you.
yeah.